Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's your girl, Becky D, live in the morning. Guess what, you guys? We are returning starting next week, 7 a.m., 7 days a week, okay? Um, it's official. And I'm like, woo, woo. But now, seriously, guys, it is officially official. That is the schedule that we are going back to. So I can now go back to what I know, okay? Just to think, I'm coming up on a year very soon here in February. I'm gonna go ahead and say it's practically already Christmas, so you know what I mean, New Year's is already here and we're already pushing through January, okay? But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get right to it because there's nothing left to do but simply to do it. All right. So as you all know, it's Friday, and working with kids, you always call it Fun Friday or Fantastic Friday. You always hype Friday up, you know? And no one ever really thinks about it in this way. Why do we hype Friday up for kids so much, you know? The day that we should be hyping up is Monday. They come back after a weekend, and sometimes depending on what's going on that weekend, maybe it's a holiday, maybe it's a teacher work day, whatever the case may be, we really need to be looking at, you know, how long they've been away from us, because some kids, they come back exhausted, like they've worked 12 jobs while they've been out. Now don't get me wrong, some kids do. I do know some kids who do go to work with their parents, and I do appreciate that hustle, but I feel as though we're hyping up the wrong day of the week, okay? We're getting them excited for the weekend, like, yeah. Now, a lot of you guys, I can't go into details about specific kids and situations and everything, but a lot of my students do live in situations where they're not so excited about being home for that many days. I don't think I have to spell that out for anybody. I think you understand what I mean. Yes, I work with some kids who come from rough situations and stuff like that. So a lot of times people aren't as excited about being in that situation for 2 days without having someplace safe, warm, and somewhat okay to come to. Okay. So why are we hyping up the wrong day of the week? I say we start making it a marvelous Monday, and you know, probably because we don't have a lot of fun M words. I'm trying to think of another great M word right now, and it's not coming to me. So how do we do this? What does that look like? Do I still celebrate Fridays? Yes, you can still celebrate Fridays, or you could, better yet, celebrate every single day of the week, okay? It's important as children that they understand and we understand that when they become adults, there's going to be days that they're not going to like, okay? For some people, their week start on Wednesday and end Wednesday. Like, you know, like they do a full week and then they're off 2 weeks and stuff like that. So there's days we're not going to like. There's things that we're not going to like. But that doesn't mean that we can't still enjoy them, okay? I was at a job where I was already telling them, I'm not coming back. Like, I told them, I'm not coming back. A lot of stuff happened, and I ended up back just because of the circumstance of what was going on at the time. So I wasn't able to go anyplace else. And, you know, people started asking, it was like, well, what happened? And I told them, I was like, well, y'all saw what was going on. Y'all try to go and get another job when everything is kind of at a standstill. So, you know, I told them, I was like, I know I told you guys that I wasn't coming back, but due to certain circumstances, I had to come back. And if that's going to be a problem, then, you know, let me know. But then I started to enjoy it because I stopped having high expectations for the job, okay? Just like the weekdays, we go in with high expectations. Like right now, you may have some very good, satisfying Saturday plans going, or you may have a sensational Sunday plan going on. Or some of you guys may have Monday off, so you may have some marvelous ideas for Monday. But the thing is, what happens when the plans don't go through? Is it no longer a, satisfying Saturday or a sensational Sunday? Is it no longer a marvelous Monday or a terrific Tuesday? Is it no longer a wonderful Wednesday or a thriving Thursday? Or is it no longer a fantastic, fun Friday? We simply don't have that right to keep knocking it down and degrading how the day is going to go. Okay? The most fun I have had is when I went without any friends to an event. I went by myself, not holding the event to any expectation, but to the fact that I paid my money and I am going to find a way to enjoy myself. Now, the event that I went to, I cannot lie, it was boring. It was dull. It lacked everything. But I was so determined to find a fun feature in something that I invested money into that I started joking with the people sitting around me, and I started laughing with the lady next to me, and we started, having a good time, complete strangers, something that I did not see coming, but I lowered my expectations, and all I set was a standard of fun. So what standards are we putting on these days that are unrealistic? Okay. As you guys know, I love to plan, and I'll keep planning until I can't plan anymore. But the thing is, how effective and efficient is the plan if I'm holding it to such a high expectation that I'm taking all the fun out of it? I'm going to say this, and, if educators are listening, I do apologize. But we have taken the fun out of education. There's no more fun. And some people may argue, well, we're having too much fun. Well, there's no such thing, okay? These are still kids. And if you ask me, if you sit there and try to teach them as though they're college scholars where they need to sit in a desk all day and they need to be writing papers and dissertations and, especially on math equations and stuff like that, you never reach them. One of the biggest things kids like when I come in their classroom and interrupt it. And if you ever need me to come do that, I am excellent at it. I don't charge for it. If it's a little bit out of the state or whatever, I will need a little bit of gas money. But other than that, I'll come do it for free. Because it throws their day off and it gets them excited. They get a break. They get that mental break they need from their teacher. No offense to y'all teachers. Y'all doing an amazing job. But they still need a break. Okay? So, we have gotten too stiff in the educational field because we're trying to meet the standards of a test. We base the standards off of tests that are unrealistic for these kids. I, again, work with elementary, okay? And these kids, literally, kindergarten. Just if you want to know what your kid's school is looking like, go to kindergarten. And that'll set the basis for everything. You can go to pre-K, but sometimes pre-K have different standards and curriculum and stuff like that and different requirements than the actual school. So that's why I say kindergarten, because pre-K sometimes have their own playing field and, people they have to answer to. So I'm in kindergarten and I'm waiting, As for kindergarten, I was what they considered a little bit more advanced too. And, I'm just waiting for us to just strictly learn colors and numbers and alphabet and, make sure everybody knows their name and how to write it and, learning through play and, have the little puppets and you have the kitchen area, a little makeshift kitchen area, and you probably got a makeshift grocery store, got a bookshelf with like a library and stuff. Then they started doing addition and subtraction. And I'm not just talking about 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2. No, these people got deep. They was doing addition up to 10. And, I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Did I learn this in kindergarten? It made me reevaluate myself. I remember learning historical facts and all the stuff that I talk about learning through play and stuff like that. But now they've pushed that to pre-K. They've really stressed out on pre-K. They need to get that by pre-K, because now when they come to kindergarten, they need to be doing first grade standards. And I was like, for me to be considered advanced, because I knew my name, I knew my address, I knew all this stuff. When I went into kindergarten, I could be able to do this because I had parents who were invested in my education. So going to school was, it was time for me to just learn, but a little bit more efficient because I'm learning through fun. Like my he's a number person. So math with him was like math with the lieutenant general. Like it was like, why are you laughing? This ain't funny. You need to know what 2 plus 2 is, because if your check ain't right, then you can't know that 2 plus 2 equals 4. You wrong. So that's how math was. Reading with my mom was avid reader. She is still an avid reader. She gets shocked every time I go in a bookstore and look for a book that's gonna probably sit there like 2 months before I read it, because then by then I'll find the book on tape and something like that and let somebody else read it to me. But hint hint wink wink, you can give me a little Kindle gift card if you like. But it was, like, okay, no, you need to take your time, read. Why are you rushing? Like, there was no fun in learning how to read. Now, in their heads and your heads, when you're working with your kids, you may think it's actually fun and exciting, and you're going to and you make it all the different noises. But sometimes, like, y'all, I'm here talking on the kids' behalf. We be annoyed. Okay. Sometimes we really just want you to read us the book and let us cuddle or something, or, let us go to sleep. But the fun is not out of education. The fun is not out of the days of the week. We don't know whether to have a just very funky Friday where we're down and in the mood, or a very fun, fantastic, fabulous Friday, because we are still here yet another day. Okay. And then we're going to just have a marvelous Monday because we are here yet another day. We are able to put our best foot forward another day. You can set expectations, but don't set them unrealistically. Don't set them too high where they're not achievable, and don't set them too low where it's just a waste of time. As long as someone is always there still pushing them and kicking them in the butt and telling them to keep going, keep going, keep going, they will keep going. But you have to be that person that's giving them the kick in the butt. Okay? I have to be that person that's the kick in the butt when they're not with you and they're in my care at school. We have to work as a team, and that's what we're missing right now. Not only in America, but in the world. We have stopped working as a team. I always grew up on the saying, it takes a village to raise a child, but trust me, the village right now is suffering. What is going on? What happened to our village? What happened to our tribe? We have lost it, and we need to work together to get it back. Because right now, I'm going to be real with y'all, it's not looking good. It ain't looking too promising. We need to work a little bit better, a little bit harder, and get back to what we know, and let us grow and dwell in the things that used to make us great. Okay? It wasn't any one person in office that made us great. It wasn't any one single, bill that made us great, any one single law that made us great. It was literally just people being great and doing things that they were called to do, enjoying life, not being buried in debt, not having to worry about what's going to happen next, being able to afford housing, being able to live and thrive and have a great time, not having to worry about the tax amount on the dollar, and not having to worry about the amount that the dollar is against the other currencies in the world. Not having to worry about if they're going to be deported. Not having to worry about if their education is going to be the same as that of somebody who's going to Harvard. Not having to worry about where their next meal is coming from. Not having to worry about if the color of their skin is going to get them shot today. Not having to worry about if their religion is going to get them shot down from a job. Not having to worry about these things because we understood each other as compassionate human beings. Okay, I have to say this, and it's gonna sound kind of bad. And now that I'm thinking about it, I need to go ahead and design this T-shirt because it's true. Ladies and gentlemen, your ugly is starting to show, and I don't know about you, but you might want to cover it up. Okay, it's like a Disney villain Okay, my fiance is big into reading them. They have a whole series about the villains and what really happened and why they turned into a villain and stuff. And I haven't read them, but the covers look really cool, if you ask me. And I just go ahead and get the synopsis from it of what happened in the story and why they became that villain. But some villains don't wake up villains. Okay, some of them were born into it, didn't want the lifestyle, but hey, the parents said you had no other choice. All right. And some villains had some misfortune happen to them, and they only knew one thing but to seek prey and make everybody else feel the same way. Okay. So let's regulate healthcare. Let's regulate mental care. Let's regulate affordable housing. Let's regulate good pay. Okay, not just all right pay. I mean good pay. All right. Let's regulate salaries and get rid of this hourly stuff. All right. Let's regulate families, and that showing that we care about families, that employers still care about families, because employers have stopped being family based. Ever since I was a kid, I would always tell my dad, like, your job don't care about family. They don't care about family, because it was always, asking him to work late and do this and do that, and knowing he had a family at home. A lot of the other guys didn't. So in my head, I mean, he's good. He's good at what he does. But why not ask, one of those guys who don't really have a family to go home to? Because a lot of businesses and a lot of jobs are still in breaking up families. You know why? Because the highest things in the world is divorce. They're expensive. Divorces are expensive. You ask me, it's about the same as a marriage. All right. So they're going to matchmake you, but at the same time, they're going to hope you get a divorce. As well as trying to live on your own and all this stuff. So they're trying to aim for the things that's going to pull a bit more money in their pocket. Okay. And if you're single, then they don't really have to worry about sharing you because you're good. All right. They don't have to worry about that. They can keep you as much as they like. They can be a little bit stingy. So I'm going to ask this silly question. Then I'm going to get off. I'm going to get off for the morning, because I feel like I've unloaded a lot on you for a very fantastic Friday. What are you allowing society to do to your inner being and your spirit and your spirituality and your mentality, that it can get you to a state where you're ready to bring other people down, talk trash about them, don't care about them, tell them off all the time, don't love one another, don't help one another, and all you want to do is go blood for blood? What society are we living in, and why do you think it's right? Why do you still go along with it? The only reason I know there's silence is because this is not a talk back situation that I'm in. I'm not standing in front of you. I'm asking you this question. But I know you haven't said anything because you don't know why. You don't know why you can't love regardless, okay? One of the biggest things my mom has always told me about the scriptures in the Bible is that it says to hate the sin but love the person. So no matter what you done, no matter what you do to me, I am still called and required to love you regardless. I don't have to like what you did. And I can tell you that I didn't like it, because it also says confront your brother. Okay, don't take it behind their back and go talk to 20 other people. Tell them to their face what it is that you didn't like and what it was that you liked. Because we do enough back talking and talking behind people's backs and going behind closed doors. We do enough closed doors conversations, y'all. I'm tired of them, if you ask me. We have one more closed door conversation, I don't know what's going to happen. We have a lot of them at my job, and I am definitely tired of those too. Because then you come out and half of y'all saying some other stuff that wasn't said in the meeting, and now it's confusion and conflict. So what are you going to change about today? What day of the week are you going to boost for your family and your household? What is your next step looking like? What are your expectations? Look at them, evaluate them. Say, are they too high? Are they too low? Do I need to alter them a little bit? What can I do to help boost somebody in this economy, in this situation? Because I was blessed with a little extra this year, so I want to bless somebody else. Okay? Can we start being a village and a tribe and start loving again? At the end of the day, I don't care what religion I am, what skin tone I am, how educated or uneducated I am. I don't care what my social economic status is, what my credit score is compared to yours. All I know is one thing and one thing only, and that is genuine, pure love. And I love every single one of you guys like you guys are my brothers as well as my sisters. And the one thing that I know that I will never do is take anything away from you guys. Because if I value myself as a person, I should value yours 20 times more. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get off for today, y'all. I done got riled up, so these kids know they about to get a good talking to today. As always, you guys, my name is Becky D with Becky and D in the Morning. Remember to check out the Vibe Tribe t-shirt shop. Okay, it's not only t-shirts, we got bags, hats, and all this stuff is currently on my Facebook page. I will repost it if I need to. I haven't posted a lot on there lately, so shouldn't be too much on there, but I will be reposting it and letting you guys see it. I do hope that something that I have said today really does strike a nerve for you and really gets you thinking, okay? Because y'all, we don't do enough thinking. We don't. And it's time we did a little bit more, okay? Every day, just do a little bit more. All right. But with that, as always, only way I operate is all love, no hate. You guys be amazing, be blessed, and be wonderful. And I will talk to you all Monday morning. You all have a great weekend.